this basketball game, even though I didn't show the actual full game. They got a strike, a copyright strike from YouTube, but they finally uphold my challenge, and I can finally go live. But I've been asked to talk about this topic by several people, and I wanted to discuss it because this is something that's been on my mind for the longest, and I really want to talk about my situation that I'm dealing with right now, trying to find a job. Not only just that, but the job I had before, and how is it hard for me to just get back in the line of things, and how as a society, you as a black man have to face so much oppression. You got to face so many setbacks. You got to face so many hurdles because you got a lot of people that want to see you fail. They want to see you not reach your full potential. They want to see you lose sight of your goals. And it's like I'm at this point where I'm more determined than ever to achieve my goals and prove people wrong. But I'm seeing a pattern. I'm seeing how people are acting, and it's like they want you as a black person to remain at a certain level. They don't want you to reach a certain height. They don't want you to reach a certain. You don't want they don't want you to fulfill your potential. They want you to keep you down and subservient to the white masses, or we call it the people that is basically in power. Because I see now that even after being fired from my job and applying for these new jobs, initially when they look at my application, they see my resume, they're very impressed. They're like very interested. They want to get to know more about me. They want to reach out to me. They want to interview me. For the most part, I get a call back for an interview. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm not the type of person that always blame everything on race. You know what I mean? I'm very realistic and very practical in what I do and what I see. Like if I'm dealing with a situation, if I'm dealing with a circumstance, I am very realistic. I like to see things for I'm a realistic type of guy. I like to see things for what it is. I don't like to assume things. I don't like to jump to conclusions and come up with these cognitive predisposed notion of what I think is wrong. I like to see reality for what it is, and I noticed that when applying for jobs, just like trying to get certain offers and stuff. It's like, man, being a black man is hard in this America. It's hard in this society. Not only do they already count you out, they're not only do they perceive you a certain way when you're going in for these interviews, they automatically think you're not qualified to do certain jobs when you're more than qualified to get the job. Like I applied for certain jobs and I'm like, I'm actually overqualified in terms of my experience, my degree, my knowledge and everything. And I'm like, why am I not getting these jobs? Why am I either one, I don't get it, I don't get it right, I don't get a response. Two, I get a follow up saying, they want to interview me and they want to reach out to me uh personally, and then when I end up talking to these persons on the phone and they end up interacting with me and they hear, okay, this is a black man, this person sounds sophisticated. It's like they hold, like it's like certain barriers they place in front of you to prevent you from moving to the next level. I even had one job that reached out to me, right? And this job followed up with me, and I went through the initial screening process. Like that went well, and then they actually gave me like a whole summary of what the job benefits are. Like they give me the medical benefits, the dental benefits, the health, how much I would be getting paid. Basically, my foot was in the door, right? It's like the job was basically right in front of me. It's mine for the taking, right? And I'm like, okay, they basically saying they want to offer me the position. Now they had a second interview that's in person that they wanted me to do. So I end up going to the job and speaking to an employer there, this white lady. And I'm like, okay, it shouldn't be bad because if they asking me for a second interview, that means they're more than likely gonna hire me, because it's like, why would you give me a whole information about what the job has to offer, like in terms of how much I'll be getting paid, how much PTOs I'll be getting every, like they literally gave me a chart of how much PTOs I'll be getting if I work there for a certain period of time, for like 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, and how they wanted to train me and everything. So during the course of the interview, I was talking to this lady, and she sounded very interested. She sounded very interested in what I had to say, and she was like intrigued by what I had on my resume. Very intrigued, very interested, and she's like, "Why is it you want to work here? Why?" She asked me very interesting questions, and I think I did fairly well in answering those questions. And she gave me a tour of the lab, and then during the time when she was giving me the tour, I asked a specific question, and she didn't understood what I was asking. And her whole demeanor towards me changed after that one incident. And I'm like, wow, it's like being able to make it through corporate America as a black man is extremely difficult, because you got people that are like plotting against you, people that don't want to see you succeed, people don't that want to see you fail. And it's like I gotta work twice as hard, like five, six, seven times as hard as my white counterparts to get the same type of recognition for these jobs. And like I applied for these jobs, and I'm like, I'm overqualified. I have the credentials, but yet I'm not getting a call back. And if I get a call back, it's always some BS. Now, the other aspect of it that's holding me back, not just holding me back, but just that's a huge roadblock in my way that's preventing me from moving to the next level, is the fact that work being the fact that I work in a lab, you know what I mean? Biotech, industry. Most of these jobs require you to be vaccinated. So the fact that I'm not vaccinated is one of the main reasons why they don't move forward with my application. But I know that job that one that I specifically interviewed for, they give a religious exemption. A lot of these jobs are flexible with the religious exemption. Not every single one of the job is cut and dry with that with the vaccine mandate policy. Some job gives you the option to apply for a religious exemption. So I know that job gave me that option. So that was not even an issue. I just feel like as a black man, you got to put in a lot more work, and you're scrutinized a lot more harder than your white counterparts. When you're going for these jobs, they're trying to find any little faults, any little problems they could use against you. They try to basically throw it in your face. And I'm like, man, even if you don't go out there and become a stereotypical black man, right, that the media like to portray us in that type of image, right, even if you're not there out here doing any type of criminal activity, you're a law-abiding citizen. You went through the rigorous process of trying to land a job. Going through the schooling, going through the years and studying and making yourself approved. You know what I mean? Show thyself approved, qualified, and everything. They still want to hold stuff against you, just preventing you from reaching to the ultimate goal of being able to apply yourself in different ways. And it just tells me that, corporate America is really not for black people, man. I feel like the way you could break free from the system is to be your own boss, start your own business, you know, learn new skills and actually become independent in these things you do, to the point where you can work on your own time, and you don't gotta answer to anybody. Because I feel like I'm being held, like certain things are being held against me for no apparent reason, and I'm being discriminated against. Where it's like I have to be on my P's and Q's. I gotta be of this type and that type and this type and that type. It's like you gotta be perfect, near perfect as a black man applying for these jobs. And it's like they want to keep you at a certain level. They don't want you to reach a certain height. They don't want you to elevate above what society considered you as. Because they already count you out as a black man. They don't see your capability of becoming something good. They always see you as less than. So as a black man, I have always got to fight against the stereotype and try to break free from societal norms and what they think of me as a black man. So that's one reason why I'm more than motivated now to be more independent. I mean, I have several job interviews that are coming up, and certain other offers that are on the table. But as a black man, you should never settle for less. I realize as a black man, I should never settle for less. I shouldn't just be happy with just settling for a mediocre job or a job that's not going to challenge me and help me to grow and help me to flourish in the industry, because technology is forever changing, and technology is evolving. It's not going to wait for you to learn alongside with it. So as time goes on, if you're not up to par with what's going on, you're going to be left behind. So we live in a digital age now, where it's like all the information you need is right at the access of your, it's like at your fingertip. And if you're not willing to want to challenge yourself and get outside your comfort zone, you're gonna be left behind in the dust. And technology in industry is growing too. So you shouldn't be the type of person that's like, I just want to work and just work 9 to 5 and just do the bare minimum just to get by. No, I want a job that will challenge me in ways that will help me to grow exponentially and develop new skills where I can become an independent person. I can learn, I can grow, I can prosper, you know what I mean? And just adapt to the change in time with technology, because industry is growing, new technologies are coming out, and if you don't keep up with the time, you're going to be left behind. So, there are several jobs that offer me, wanted to offer me a job where I can work in a short period of time. But the only downside is they're part time. I mean, they're contract jobs, and I refuse to just settle for a contract, because now you're binded by this rule where you have to stay at that company for a certain period of time, and they could decide to employ you fully to their own discretion if they want to. They could discriminate. They could use you for your time, and you don't get nothing out of it. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna settle for jobs and work just because you're. I'm not gonna settle for a job and work under a contract where you can abuse me and take advantage of my time and not reciprocate that commitment I'm giving you. Like if I'm getting hired, I'm asking for what I deserve, like full-time employment. It has all the benefits. It pays well. Like I'm not gonna settle for a job that pays me 20 something, like 22, 23. Like I was making upwards of 30 something an hour in my other job with everything. And I'm like, I'm not gonna settle for less. You as a black man gotta realize corporate America is not looking out for your own interests. They're not looking out for your best interests at heart. They don't have your best interests at heart. So if you're a man, as a black man, you got to make sure you capitalize off the money making opportunities you can make opportunity you can use while you're there, because if you don't look out for yourself and just accept whatever they have to offer you, they're going to use you as much as they can, because that's what they try to do in my other job, just trying to make me do more work, but they're not compensating me for all the work I'm doing. And I'm like, no, I deserve more. I deserve higher pay. And I fought tooth and nail. Like I made sure I made my voice be heard for them to pay me more money, because I was doing more work for less pay. And I'm saying, no, I deserve better. And when you as a black man challenge the society and you challenge the system, they hate you for that. They want you to just accept whatever they have to offer you. I said, no, I deserve to get paid more because you have me do more work and I'm putting more effort into what I'm doing. I deserve to be compensated for the time that I'm there. And when you challenge when you challenge the corporate society, the corporate world, and you say you deserve more as a black man, they're gonna find anything they can to get rid of you. And I noticed that. I see it, because they accept you to just be happy with whatever they have to give you. They give you a certain amount of pay, and they're like, oh, just take this because you just be a house slave. You know what I mean? Just be happy with what we have to give you. Don't ask for what you truly deserve. But no, I know my worth as a man, as a black man. I know what I have to offer. I know the experience I have is valuable and it can make a huge difference. And I know I bring a lot to the table. So no, when I get a job offer, I'm saying I want to get paid no less than 27, 28, if not 30 an hour. I ask for what I deserve because I bring a lot of experience and knowledge, a lot of skills that I have acquired throughout the years. I bring a lot of that to the table. So you can't just offer me no like mediocre deal, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna just pay you a certain like 20." Like there was one job I interviewed for. I'm like, okay, this job doesn't seem too difficult. I could acquire these knowledge. I've acquired the skills already, so it's not going to take me too long to get acquainted to whatever they want me to do in the lab. But then they were telling me, the starting pay is like 21, $22 an hour. I'm like, wait, no. I was making way more than that in my previous job. I was like, I have a lot more experience. I have bringing the knowledge. I bring the education background. You know what I mean? I didn't go to school all those years to get my degree in bachelor's degree in biochemistry and working in a lab for X amount of years to just settle for a job that pays me you know what I mean? Just like for a job that pays me like $22 an hour. I'm not being stingy like that, but you gotta realize your worth as a black man. You gotta be like, no, I deserve what I'm worth. So that's why I said no. I have like a cap, like 20 27, like 27 and up. But the only way I would accept a little bit less than that is if a job is really close by. It's like walking distance, it's not too far, so it's not too much gonna take out of me to go there. But if it's a job I have to travel, that's like an hour away. So now you gotta pay me more, man, because I'm gonna make sure that I'm getting the best out of my time there. Because time is something you can never get back. You know what I mean? So you gotta capitalize off the time that you have and make the most out of it. So let me see. Let me read this chat. Ricardo said, unfortunately, as black men, we gotta work extra hard, man. And I agree with you 100%, man. You as a black man, the odds are stacked against you, man. They're hoping for you to fail. They're praying for your downfall. They don't want to see you reach to the next level. So you gotta work twice as hard. Like I said, three, five, 6 times, 10 times as hard as your white counterparts to get the same recognition. I kid you not. When I was working in the lab, right? I put in so much hours and time. I put in more overtime than anybody else in that lab. Anybody else. Nobody worked as hard as me. I can vouch for that because I had people that saw me put in hours and said, man, I had this coworker that was a custodian that used to work on the same floor as the company before they moved to Connecticut. He's like, man, Shamel, I've never seen anybody work as hard as you. I've seen you put in a lot of time into that job. I see you put blood, sweat, and tears. They're like, they gotta pay you what you're worth, and I'm like, yeah, because they're always trying to make excuses as to why they don't want to give me more money, or they always make up excuses with overtime. Like any little bit of overtime I do, they want to bring it up as if it's a big issue when practically, if it wasn't for me putting those extra hours to make sure the job get done, nothing would have been finished. Because I had to clock in the extra overtime. I got to put in more time to make sure the job get done. So technically speaking, it was because of my extra effort on my time spent there why things were able to run smoothly. So you know what I mean? Like it's just at this point, it's just like, man, they truly don't want to see you succeed as a black man in this system, man. They really want to see you fail. They're praying for your downfall, like I said, and you got to really work harder than anybody else in order to get the same respect. That's facts. Cause I even seen it how I seen people, white counterparts. I've seen them how they get away with so much stuff in the workplace. They make a lot of mistakes. They screw up things over and over again, and they get so many different chances. They get a pass on a lot of stuff, and then when it came out to me, a little thing went wrong and stuff. They blow it out of proportion, and they make it seem like you're a bad person. And I'm like, yo, this is how corporate America operates. It really runs like a mafia. It's like they like to target certain groups of people. Like one group of people, this person, we're gonna make sure we do whatever we can to alienate that person, make their life a living hell, make they feel inadequate, do whatever they can to stop your growth. And that's what I went through when I was working there. And I just seen myself applying for different jobs. It's just like, damn, man, it really runs like a mafia. Like, yo, if they see you as a black man trying to make a come up, they're gonna try to find anything they can use against you to not hire you, man. They're gonna try to use anything against you to hold you back. And I've seen that. I've seen that because, like I said, when I had the interview in person, this lady, why would you? You know what I mean, you would have to see something good in me. You have to see it. I have a good quality. I have good background and things for you to ask for a second interview, an in-person interview. And like I said, they had everything laid out, the 401k plan, the benefits, the Medicare, the medical, the dental, the vision, everything. Like literally, my foot was in the door. But when I had the interview in person, all of a sudden the whole demeanor, like, all of a sudden you want to scrutinize me, you want to not, you know what I mean? And then the crazy thing about it was that when the interview was finished, this bitch was gonna talk about, oh, you won't. I said, how would I know if I basically, how would I know, if I got accepted, or something along the lines of, how would I find out about the status of my job um interview? She's like, you will only find out about from this lady, the recruiter, even though she's the one that told me initially that I will only know from her. So she being very vague about that, and then they never reach out back to me for like 4 weeks straight. I didn't get any call back, didn't get any email, even though I follow up and follow up and follow up. So I ended up going to the place myself physically to see what's going on, and then I realized they didn't give me the job. I shouldn't have wasted my time and money going over there, but I had other things to do at the same time, so I wasn't completely wasted. But I realized, yeah, as a black man, they're gonna do whatever they can to keep you down, man. But you always gotta have a backup plan, because if you allow these people to get the best of you, you'll basically be another statistics. And I refuse to fall into that. I refuse to be just a general, you know what I mean? Like whatever they stereotype they have perceived about me, like I'm not, I don't fit any of those stereotypes. You get me? So I'm very motivated to work even harder, to strive for excellence, and to grow as much as I can. So I'm like, during my free time, I've been learning about new stuff, learning new skills, and just trying different things and seeing there's a different fields of knowledge, expertise I can get into. Because I don't want to limit myself to just one thing. I want to always challenge myself and always grow and always develop my um, aptitude in different things. So I want to definitely do new, challenge myself and step into new career path. So ultimately, that's what I'm hoping, I'm striving for. And that's why you, as a black man, you should never settle, never be complacent, never just be happy with just working a regular job. You know what I mean? Strive for excellence, because society never expect good things from us. Anyways, they already counted us as another statistics. They already say that we're not gonna be much in life. You know, we're gonna be end up either in jail or dead. You know what I mean? Like society don't want to see us succeed, and I like to prove people wrong. So I'm always trying to do more. I'm always motivated to do more. That's just who I am. So yeah, I'm always trying to challenge the social norm, because like every time I try to put myself out there, I feel like there's so much different obstacles I have to face. It's like, man, like I can't get a break. You see, the one, they don't want to hire me because of the vaccine mandate. Two, they holding certain things against me. Three, it's like the time doesn't work. It's like either too early or it's too far away. You know what I mean? Like it's just so many different roadblocks you have to go through in order to reach your goal. As a black man, you got to work a lot harder than the white counterpart. I mean, you got to put in a lot more time. Oh man, yeah, yeah, exactly, Captain Planet. 25. The road blocking is real, man. That's facts, man. It's real, man. When I went through that motion, man, it's not a good feeling to go through, man. When you got people that are trying to find anything they could use against you, it's like you got to find a way to navigate yourself through all that negative reinforcement that you're going through. Like you got people telling you, "Oh, I don't think you're not qualified enough because we don't believe." Oh, this is a good example of what this roadblock is. So I applied for an analytical chemist position, right? And I had this recruiter that reached out to me directly, personally, saying she was really impressed with my resume. She feel like I'll be a good fit for this role, and she can't wait to interview me. And during the course of the interview, when I was having a talk with her, she was thoroughly impressed with what I had to say. And she said, um, I'm gonna go ahead and reach out to the client and let them know about your interest in this position. I'm gonna forward them your resume and let and have good. I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna have good things to say about you as a candidate for this job. And then something in my spirit told me that they're not gonna hire me. Like I automatically felt it in my spirit. Like man, so she really don't have any say in if I'm gonna get employed or not because it's ultimately up to the job to make that decision. They didn't get to speak to me directly, and they're probably not going to move forward with my application. So I got a call. I didn't get a call back, but I left a voicemail. I didn't get a response after a certain period of time. But she ended up reaching out to me through email, and she stated to me that the job felt like I didn't have enough experience in HPLAC, which is certain technique you learn in the lab, which I've done similar to what I did in the summer research thing, what I was doing with my mentor. Even though I put that in the resume, they still hold me back. And I'm like, wait, this is an entry level job we're talking about. We're not talking about a high level job like a chemist, analytical chemist 2, 3. We're talking about an analytical chemist 1. It's like the basic things you need to learn, they're gonna train you on. So the fact that they told me that, or the reason why I didn't want to move forward with my application is because I didn't have enough experience in this particular thing, I knew that was a bunch of BS. And it was like they just wanted to not hire me, period. Because whenever you apply for an entry level position, they have no choice but to train you on those fundamental skills that you need to learn in order to grow within the company. So like those type of techniques, the HPLAC, understanding those process, you're gonna learn that regardless, even if you may have previous knowledge about it. Once you start working at that company, they have no choice but to teach you on those things because their techniques and how they do it is going to be drastically different from what you used to know from a different job or a company or a research you may have conducted. So I knew that whole idea that they didn't want to hire me because of that was BS, man. I don't hear it. So that's a particular roadblock where I have to deal with. It's like they think you don't have enough experience, even though they know. And typically these jobs, they require you to be trained on these things. So it's like you're gonna have to learn it regardless. So it's like the fact they don't want to hire you because of that, it's nonsensical. It's nonsensical to me. And it's just like you just don't want to hire me, period. So that's another obstacle you gotta deal with, another roadblock, you gotta go through as a black man. And it's like, man, you can't it's like I can't get your break. Like you like my resume, you like what I have to say, you're very intrigued in what I have on my resume, you know what I mean? You obviously like me as a candidate, but when it comes on to moving forward to the next step, either a second interview or a follow up, they leave me hanging. But I'm trying to stay optimistic. I'm not letting anything get me down. As of now, I had like 2 interviews. If I would count the amount of interviews I have in total, I had like at least 20 interviews. I mean, I kid you not, at least 20 interviews. And the majority of the time, they were very like interested and intrigued and they wanted to move forward. But then, like I said, for whatever reason, they don't want to hire me. And one of those reasons is the vaccine mandate, which I refuse to do. And even though some of these companies, they say, oh, we really give out religious and medical exemption because we typically want our workers to be vaccinated. I knew for a fact that was basically a cop out. They basically say, unless if you don't get the vaccine, we're not going to hire you. So that's another obstacle I had to deal with. And I don't understand why you as a person are forced to take something against your will, and that would be the reason why they don't want to give you the job. Because ultimately, we as people have a right to decide what goes in our body. But I got sick, I got COVID, and I recovered from it in a short period of time. I have antibodies, you know what I mean? So I'm immune to it. I'm not sick. I never got sick ever since then. But it's funny to me that the people who have been vaccinated and received their booster shots, I got sick multiple times. You know what I mean? Keep getting sick, and it's like, matter of fact, I got sick from someone who took the vaccine. I caught COVID from somebody who was already vaccinated, man. It's ridiculous, man. Those are the people that are getting other people sick, the ones that are vaccinated. So I don't, that's a propaganda stuff going on right now. You know what I mean? Trying to force you against your will. You should have a right as a human being to decide what goes inside your body. And it's unconstitutional for them to force you to take something that's foreign in your body and say, because you don't take this foreign object in your body, you can get a job. I mean, it's asinine to me. It's completely asinine that they will prevent you from getting certain offers. And I had met this guy who went through similar experience as me. He was a Hispanic man. He said he had to leave, like he had to move out of Connecticut because he was going through a lot of discrimination. You got people making fun of him, calling him a spick. You got, people taunting him and doing all type of things, and workers trying to use, basically be racist and stuff towards him. And I'm like, he's like, because I felt like I was going through by myself. Like, I'm not going through this alone. And I spoke with him, and this guy, he was a deliver orders from Uber Eats for me. And I had a conversation with him. And I said, man, I feel like I'm being discriminated against. Like, I just can't catch a break with these jobs. And he told me he went through very similar, basically the exact thing I went through. Applying for jobs, they're not giving him they're not writing him back. They're not giving him an offer. Basically they find anything they can use against him. He used to work at this job and they fire him because he refused to get the flu vaccine. All this nonsense. So he ended up giving me an offer for this medical position at a hospital. But it's a job in New York City. And he was telling me, starting off pays about 20 something, 27, 28 something an hour. And he was telling me, he could hook me up as soon as possible. All I have to do is send him a resume, but make sure I have an address for New York City and not for Connecticut. Because if his boss sees the address for Connecticut, you automatically deny my application. I said, no problem. I live in the city. I live with my mom. I can use that address. Fair deal, done deal, right? Now when push come to shove and I sell out my resume, he's like, I said, what's going on with, do they require you to be vaccinated? He's like, yeah, you need to be vaccinated, man. He's like, and I had a feeling that was going to happen because I know New York City is very strict with this vaccine mandate crap. But, he was like, yeah, you need to be vaccinated. Without the vaccine, you're not going to get the job. So I'm like, oh, man, what am I supposed to do? Because I'm like, they don't even give you the religious or medical exemption. He's like, no, we don't give you that offer because, New York City is very strict on what they require from you to have when it comes onto the vaccine. It's like the vaccine, you either get it, you either get it or you don't get employed. So I'm like, damn, man, what I'm supposed to do? So he's like, he tried to convince the boss or the manager to give me the opportunity to work there on with the religious or medical test. He's like, nope, he was not budging. He was not giving them any leeway. He's like, either I get it or not. So that's another roadblock I have to deal with, you know what I mean? So it's a disappointment, but at the end of the day, what can I do? I just gotta focus on me. I gotta look what in front of me and just keep moving forward. So I have like several job offers. Like I said, I had just 2 interviews. I have another one coming up next week. And I'm just being patient and waiting things out. But I refuse to change my moral beliefs and what I believe truly in myself is true. You know what I mean? To please the masses or try to find basically settle for a job. I refuse to change anything that I believe in my core values is real to just do it. Because I mean, if I was to get vaccinated, I would be working right now. But no, I would never bow down to the system ever. You know what I mean? But God knows what's best, and he'll open up the door for me, and I will get an offer sooner than later. So I'm gonna keep the faith and know that everything will work out the way it's supposed to. And patience is the key, There's a songwriter that said, "They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as an eagle. They shall walk and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." I'm just gonna wait upon the Lord, be of good courage, and know that in Him I can rest and be assured that all things will play out the way it's supposed to. And be strong, you know what I mean? Because I faced a lot of obstacles in my life. I had people who said I wouldn't be much in life. I would count me out, but I end up, coming out strong, coming back stronger than ever. I like to prove people wrong. I've done it for countless years, and this will be nothing new. And definitely achieve my goals and be more than what they think of me, and break through barriers, and break through walls, and just live up to my full potential, because I believe I'm destined for greatness. I have a lot of great calling. I have a calling in my life to be something great and to change the world and to inspire a lot of people to become a better version of themselves. And so I'm just encouraged and motivated to just keep trying and keep striving for excellence. Because as a black man, you should never settle for less. Corporate America want you to just stay down mediocre. Just settle for whatever they have to offer. No, as a black man, you deserve the most that life has to offer, man. We gotta capitalize off, our forefathers, our ancestors. They went through slavery, went through abuse, and went through just being degraded as people, and told that they were nothing. They were not even known as people. They were known by numbers. They didn't have an identity, and we are due for all those pain that our ancestors went through. We are due for a payment. So when you're working in this corporate America, fuck these motherfuckers. Don't think about, oh, what I gotta do to please them. No, do what's best for you. Make sure you get the best out of them, because they trying to monetize over your hard work. So when you have the opportunity to make sure you get the most out of it, you do it. Because if they get a chance, they will use you and work your ass off to the grave, man. I've seen people work, end up dropping dead, man. And I'm like, nope, my peace of mind, my happiness comes first. And so I will never ever work for a man to the point where I feel I have nothing left to give, and then they could just die and then they just completely forget about you. But I prioritize my health and put that first. If God comes first, my health also is an important thing I put first. So I make sure I take care of myself first, because if I don't take care of me, who else will? So, like I said, the corporate America will try to use a black man for whatever they can use him for, and try to manipulate him, control him, try to take advantage of him. But me, I don't let these expectations from society dictate how I see myself. I'm always I'm always motivated to work harder, to strive for more, and to become better. Because I never will settle for less, ever. I believe I deserve the best that life has to offer. And that's where you got to see yourself as a black man when you're dealing with working in society. You know what I mean? When you're trying to become something great in life, you got to see yourself as somebody who deserves the best that life has to offer. Don't ever settle for less. And that's the way I see it. Because they're going to try to do whatever they can to keep you down, to prevent you from reaching to the next level. So, you got to see you got worth and you got value, man. Because, the disappointments, the failures, the rejections, all that comes with the territory. Especially as a black man, you're gonna get more no's than yeses. You're gonna get a lot of people that's gonna reject you, deny you of you know what I mean, of employment, freaking tell you you're not good enough, trying to discourage you. You know what I mean? Facing a lot of negative reinforcement, just all this stuff coming at you in such mass, and like basically coming at you like an arrow, like, you know what I mean? But you got to be able to withstand the storm, and that's what I'm learning to do. So I'm encouraged. I'm not losing faith, man. But that's just my experience. I wanted to share that. Shit. What happened? Yeah. So if anybody else have anything left to say, man, comment on. Give me a comment. Let me know what you think. I think I don't. At this point, like I said, I'm just staying encouraged and I'm not losing faith, and I'm just working. I'm more motivated to work even harder now. I'm learning new skills and developing myself. And one thing I know is that time is something that is a valuable asset you can never get back, and you got to make sure you make the most of the time that you have, because we're not promised for tomorrow. And you got to make sure you capitalize off the most that you have, because it's valuable. Time is something that's valuable you can never get back. So that's why I'm like just not gonna deal with a regular. I'm not gonna deal with just a job that pays me just the bare minimum, or like a contract or a part-time work. You know what I mean? I'm gonna ask for more because I deserve more. We as black men, we've been through so much pressing already. We already were counted out by society that told us that we're not going to be much in life. So while we have an opportunity, especially if you put in the time and you sacrifice a lot to get where you at, no, you deserve the best that you deserve the best what that you should get. Like you shouldn't just settle for a mediocre job that pays a certain amount. Like no, I want the most that has to offer, that life has to offer. So I'm motivated more than ever now to reach to the next level. And as of right now, I just had an interview for this lab technologist job, and it's starting me. It's not too bad, you know what I mean? But I asked for what I deserve because she was like, we paid this amount. I said, nope, 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 nope. I don't want that. I don't. She said, for this position we pay like what 25 or something. I said, no, this is what I want. This is what I deserve. You know what I mean? You gotta get you gotta make sure they give you what you. If you don't speak up for yourself, because they will give you they'll give you just what they comfortable with giving you, even though they know deep in the back of their mind that they're supposed to pay you more money. Like I'm telling you, like they look at my resume and they see the qualifications I have. They see the experience. They see what I have to offer, and they're like, no, this person deserves to get paid at least $30 an hour, or at least 80,000, right? And they give you an offer that's lower than that. They'll be like, oh, this starting job pays about 22, 18 an hour. Like, wait, no, I put in mad time into my craft. Like I went through school. I went through the rigorous process of making sure I get my degree. Not a lot of people, especially of my ethnic background, not a lot of people graduate with a bachelor's degree in biochemistry. Not a lot of people have the experience that I have. I'm not, saying I'm better than anybody, but I put in time, man, and I deserve the best. So I'm gonna ask for more. Like I have my degree, I have my experience to show for it. You know what I mean? I have a background. I have a lot to show for it. So when they ask me for how much do you want to start off salary, I'm gonna make sure I ask for what I deserve. And so yeah, that's the how I see it. As a black man, you gotta make sure you get what you deserve, because they will try to undermine everything you do, trying to not pay you what you're worth, trying to not give you the promotion when you're supposed to get the promotion. Yeah, I mean, I've been through it all, man. I've been through the whole system, man. I worked in corporate America. I see how they operate, and I can see that it's not really for made to help a black man to succeed. You know what I mean? They do everything they can to sabotage you. I mean, the workplace. I've seen people trying to come up with these accusations, even though you prove that what they say is not true, they still get rid of you. I mean, you don't really have a leg to stand on in corporate America. That's why I'm like, man, like at the end of the day, I want to just become my own boss. I want to start my own business. I wanna learn new skills where I don't have to depend on a company or depend on a job, because like when you're working up for somebody else, you're basically under their own mercy, and they could be biased towards you and treat you anyway. Um, Especially as a black man, they want to do whatever they can to keep you down and keep you subservient to them, because they don't want to see you reach the next level. They don't want to see you in a managing position. Because I had offers for supervisor and management position, and it's like I have the leadership qualifications, but damn, they don't want to give it to you. You know what I mean? So I'm just inspired, man, just to keep doing what I gotta do. Because yeah, man, I'm a go getter. Like I sit back and see what's going on, but I don't let the world, change the way I think about myself. Because you see, I already know it comes with the territory. You're gonna get a lot of no's, a lot of rejections, a lot of people that's gonna try to sabotage everything you work for. But I know that comes with the territory. Like I said, as a black man, you should expect that. You should use that as fuel to motivate you to even work harder. So you know what I mean? That's how I am. That's how I am. That's how I see it, man. So what can I say, man? I'm working on myself. I'm bettering myself, and trying to reach the next level. And I'm never settling for less. And I haven't reached my potential yet, yo. There's so much more things I can do. So yeah, I'm never gonna stop learning. Never gonna stop striving for greatness. And I'm destined for greatness, man. That's the way you gotta see yourself as a black man. And just like anybody in general, you know what I mean? Don't ever settle for less. You know, it doesn't matter what race you are, but especially as a black man, because we've been through so much oppression and so much systemic racism and a lot of things set in place to keep you down. The system was never meant for us to succeed, but we got to break through the barriers and overcome those obstacles to get to the next goal. So, you know what I mean? Well, like I said, no matter what life you come from, a journey you go through, don't ever think that you should just be happy and pleased with what people think you should get. Like, you should know your worth and should know what you deserve and not be afraid to ask for more. And yeah, that's the way I see it, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep working hard, keep striving for greatness, striving for excellence, and keep moving forward. That's all I can do. All right. Is anybody else wanted to say, add any inputs? Oh, by the way, trying to get back on my feet again, you know, going through a lot of hard times. If anyone can donate to my Cash App, I will gladly appreciate it. My Cash App is $being resilient. That's $being resilient is one word. I'll put that in my title. But if you guys can donate $5, $10, $15, $20, any type of donation will be gladly appreciated because I'm trying to I want to eventually move to a point where I become a content creator, but I want to inspire other people to become the best version of themselves, and I want to. There's so many different ideas I want to get into, so much different business opportunities I want to pursue, but I need help, you know. So well, I can try to get back my feet because I want to be free from working a 9 to 5, working for the man. Because I want to be free from that. I want to become able. I want to be able to work my own hours and control my own hours. You know what I mean? Being flexible to do whatever I want to do, and inspire other people to become business owners. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'll leave this video at that. Hey guys, have anything, any thought and concern? Please let me know. I'm waiting for a little bit if you guys have anything that you guys wanted to say. But yeah, man, that's a struggle like I'm going through right now, man. It's a struggle, but it's gonna only make me stronger, man. Like I said, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. So you know what I mean. I just gotta keep working hard, keep working, keep striving, keep trying to better myself, and I know I reach that goal. But I guess I'm at the finish line of this video. But it's not over till God says it's over, like I said, and I work harder. You know what I mean? But thank you for viewing. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you can donate to my Cash App, I would appreciate it. But sign out from here, and hope you enjoy this video. Take care and have a good one. Bye for now.